On the 10th anniversary of the liberation of Kobani, both the KNK and the SDF commemorate the historic victory. On the 10th anniversary of Kobani's victory over ISIS, European delegations visited the city to honor its resistance. The stabbing of a Kurdish activist by ISIS supporters at a Kobani anniversary event in Kiel, Germany has led to demands from the Kurdish community for justice, enhanced security, and stronger measures to combat extremist violence. Imprisoned Kurdish politician Selahattin Demirtaş urges a collective effort for peace, while introducing QAD Peace Square as a platform for promoting sustainable peace initiatives. On 26 January 2025, the world marked the 10th anniversary of the liberation of the Kurdish city of Kobani in northern Syria from the brutal grip of ISIS. After months of intense fighting, Kurdish forces, led by the People's Protection Units, or YPG, and Women's Protection Units, or YPJ, with international support, triumphed in this pivotal battle, which not only dealt a severe blow to ISIS, but also became a symbol of resistance for the Kurdish people and the global fight against ISIS extremism. The victory in Kobani marked a turning point in the broader struggle for Kurdish autonomy and democracy in the region. The Kurdistan National Congress, or KNK, issued a statement commemorating the anniversary, highlighting Kobani's significance as a milestone in the Kurdish struggle for freedom. The KNK stressed that the battle for Kobani was more than a fight for a city. It was a fight for justice, humanity, and the defense of the Kurdish identity. While celebrating the victory, the KNK also warned of ongoing threats to the region, particularly from Turkey, which continues its military operations against Kurdish-led autonomous administration in Rojava. The statement urged renewed solidarity and called on the international community to take a firm stand against these aggression. In a parallel statement, the Syrian Democratic Forces, or SDF, paid tribute to the fighters of the YPG and YPJ, whose bravery was integral to the victory in Kobani. The SDF stressed the historic and global significance of the Kobani victory, which laid the groundwork for the eventual defeat of ISIS in Syria. The SDF also reiterated the importance of Kobani as a symbol of resistance and human triumph, while highlighting the ongoing threats posed by Turkish forces and allied militias. They vowed to defend Kobani and its legacy, ensuring that the city continues to stand as a beacon of hope and resistance. Kobani's victory continues to inspire not only the Kurdish people, but also freedom-loving communities worldwide. The fight for Kobani's legacy and the defense of Rojava remain as crucial today as they were 10 years ago. European delegations, including representatives from Italy, France, Spain, the UK, and the US, joined local residents in Kobani to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the city's liberation from ISIS on 26 January. The event began with a visit to the Martyrs' Cemetery, where the sacrifices of young fighters were honored. The delegations were part of a larger international effort to highlight the significance of Kobani's victory and renew solidarity in the face of ongoing threats to the region. French MP Danielle Simonet addressed the international community, urging the European Union and French government to hold Turkey accountable for its attacks on Kurdish areas, particularly in Tishreen. David Adler, General Secretary of Progressive International, reflected on the inspiration Kobani's resistance has sparked globally, calling the city's victory the beginning of a revolutionary project for democratic federalism. Amedeo Chiacheri, a city councillor from Rome, recalled the historical solidarity between Rome and Kobani, which began when Kurdish leader Abdullah Öcalan sought refuge in Italy 25 years ago. The tribute also included a performance of Bella Ciao, the anti-fascist anthem that has come to symbolize shared struggles for freedom. While Kobani's victory over ISIS remains a symbol of resistance and democratic ideals, the region faces renewed threats, particularly from Turkish military actions. The Autonomous Administration of North and East Syria, or AANES, continues to call on the international community to condemn these assaults and reaffirm support for Kobani's vision of coexistence and freedom. The event concluded with a strong message of continued solidarity, stressing the need for global efforts to protect Kobani and its revolutionary ideals. On 26 January, Kurdish activist Muham Met İlhan Aslan was stabbed by two ISIS supporters during a peaceful event in Kiel, Germany, marking the 10th anniversary of the liberation of Kobani from ISIS. The attack occurred on a busy shopping street where the Kurdish community had gathered to commemorate the historic victory and resistance of the Kurdish forces. Eyewitnesses reported that the attackers had been harassing participants and making pro-ISIS statements before launching their violent assault. CONMED, Germany's largest Kurdish cultural organization, condemned the attack, highlighting the persistent threat of extremism in Europe. They called for a thorough investigation into the attackers' possible ties to ISIS or other extremist groups and demanded enhanced security at peaceful demonstrations. The organization also urged German and European Union authorities to support democratic movements like the Autonomous Administration of North and East Syria, or AANES, to combat extremist ideologies. The event continued despite the violence, with participants reaffirming their commitment to peaceful advocacy. The attack has sparked widespread outrage, particularly within the Kurdish community, and Heteria calls for greater action to counter the resurgence of ISIS extremism in Europe. In his article To the Square, published on 24 January, Selahattin Demirtaş calls for a renewed and stronger commitment to peace, particularly in light of ongoing discussions about a potential peace process in Turkey. These discussions followed recent visits by a People's Equality and Democracy, or DEM party delegation, to imprisoned Kurdish leader Abdullah Öcalan at İmralı prison. The visits to İmralı, where Öcalan has been held for over 2 decades, have reignited hopes for dialogue and the potential for negotiations to address the long-standing issues in the region. Demirtaş stresses that lasting peace requires more than just wishing for it. Merely wanting peace has never been enough to secure it. Peace must be pursued with the same diligence and patience as war, he writes. He stresses that true peace can only be achieved through societal transformation, grounded in justice, equality, and freedom. Without these essential changes, peace will always remain fragile. He introduces the QAD Peace Square as a platform designed to encourage open dialogue and critical discussions focused on peace building and conflict resolution. Demirtaş hopes the initiative will create a space for inclusive debates on justice, social change, and key issues from the peace process. Initially available in Kurdish, Turkish, and English, the platform plans to expand into other languages to foster a broader dialogue on resolving conflicts and achieving sustainable peace. Demirtaş concludes, "Let's turn our yearning for peace into action, with open dialogue and a collective effort to build a just and lasting peace."